So before I came to Square One, I had a hard time finding a job. And when I found out about Mom Squad, I felt it was best that I go and I volunteer so my daughter can be in school because her education is important to me, especially me struggling through school and, not really understanding certain things. And I started school late. And I will always have a hard time, learning things. And I didn't want that for her. I wanted a better life. I want her, to love to learn. I want her to love to read. And now that she's been coming to Square One, she just comes running to me and she brings books and she's always counting and singing her ABCs. And she's only been here for 2 months and she's learned so much. She's very independent now. She wants to feed herself and she's even trying to learn how to use the toilet, and I haven't even thought about her getting to learn to use the potty yet, but this is her mind going and she's becoming a little girl now, so she's growing. And I just feel like without the program I wouldn't have been able to provide that for her.
Hi, my name is Tommy Johnson. I'm the Center Director here at Square One at King Street, and I've been the Center Director at Square One since 1983. Every child is capable of learning. You just have to put the expectations out there. I think of the families and the children that we serve, and I'm very, very proud to be a part of that whole process. I look at families today. When I was growing up, my grandmother, other people were around, always someone there to support you when you needed child care or other issues. Today, our families have migrated to different areas. They don't always live in the area that they have support, and that's where Square One comes in. We're here to take care of their children, to build a lifelong trust with the parents and say it's okay. Go and do what you need to do to be successful, and we'll take care of your children in the meantime. And we're going to establish foundations that your children will need, but we'll do it in a partnership. No one does it alone. I raised both of my 2 children after a divorce, and it's hard when you don't have support. So thank goodness for Square One. We're always going to be there.
I guess what I want to say is that without Mom Squad, I wouldn't have gotten as far as I did now, especially my daughter. And she's, she's still young. And I guess I didn't want her to see me struggle. And so now that Mom Squad has given me better opportunities for me and my daughter, I feel like she will never know where we were, where we came from. And I'm sorry. I guess I'm thankful that we do have programs like this for young moms, because I've always felt like I wouldn't have gotten this far at all. I felt like I've come to the end and that I wasn't gonna get anywhere. And then once I met Kim, she said, "You can do this." Mm-hmm. And she didn't even know me. And I did it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Okay. They've done a lot for me. Not only, giving me a place to work and giving me job skills and better references, but they've made me a better person. And I'm thankful. So I can see myself, being very successful. 5 years from now, 6 years from now, I will be a nurse. And if you would have asked me that a year ago, I wouldn't have had an answer for you.
I got pregnant at 17 years old. I was a young teen parent. I was trying to save money to have my own place and to have something to call my own. I didn't want to keep living with my mother. So I finally got my own place. I got my own car. So I built up, my foundation, what I was working so hard for. I was living there. Everything was going great. I eventually got promoted as supervisor at my job. So I got promoted twice. And everything was going great until I got laid off from my job. My son's father walked out of my life. We eventually had to get placed in a shelter where my son and I had to go in a hotel We were there for about 4 months. I was in a very dark place in my life because I felt like I didn't have the means to really, do anything. I had no job. I wasn't in school. I didn't, have a place to call my own. I didn't have a car.
Being poor is not fun. There's a lot of obstacles that our parents have to overcome day to day to even get their children to school, to get themselves to work. And I think Square One does a good job of saying, you can do it. A lot of our staff have been there. I've been there. And you teach them, you need to get to work on time. You need to be committed to what you do. You need to do follow-up. You need to do follow-through, which is different. You have to be committed to bettering yourself. Your hands shouldn't always be out. You should be pulling up and giving back too. It's really important.
When I got involved with Mom Squad, it just gave me that opportunity to, go out there and interact with other people and other moms that are in my situation. So it just gave me that, motivation to be there for my son and to get involved with programs that'll benefit his future. So he's very successful now. He's in kindergarten, he's in Taekwondo. I wanted to put him in a program to teach him discipline and structure and to be involved with normal children because he is a normal child. And I just want to thank Mom Squad for helping me and pushing me to become a better parent and to be involved with other mothers and to be successful.
When I became pregnant, I told the social worker at the hospital that I wanted to work with somebody to get me into parent groups. Along came Square One. They sent somebody to my house while I was pregnant, and they helped work with me, tried to find me stuff I needed to do, if I needed to find a new place to live, or if I needed to look for a job, or anything else, if I needed doing my resume, or what could help me out, making sure that I wasn't working too much while I was pregnant and I could be able to handle all the pressure of everything on me.
My name is Sharice Davis Diaz, and I am a family support specialist with Healthy Families through Square One. We talk about everyday living and different skills that they're trying to acquire as far as learning how to care for their baby. We also set goals for them so that if they want to return back to school, that would be a great goal.
I knew the basics. You gotta give your kid food, you gotta bathe them, but I didn't know the little knacks on how to get them to calm down or go to sleep, or the little tricks. And they tend to help out because it's also other mothers and they've been through everything, and they take their time to do it. They have support groups that they volunteer to go to that they don't get paid for, to have other mothers go to and the kids, and it's like a play group type thing, but the kids play and we learn.
I love it. I love it. I just love to see the beginning and then the end. It's so fulfilling to see that you've gotten a person from one spot to another. It's good to see, oh, that's great, she learned everything that I taught her and she's on her way, she's independent, and that's what we look for. That's what we try to encourage and do.
You may not think that it's a lot, but it helps out. I have friends that aren't in the program and I see how much more they struggle versus me. To me, it's easy, but that's because I have so much help around me. We're in the program for 3 years, and I hope that the program stays so they can actually help us out.